This tutorial will take us through the steps for recording a macro. To open up the macro recorder, we need to go to Plugins, Macros, Record. This opens up this dialog box which will copy any steps that we perform. We're now going to open up a nuclei image and perform the nuclei counting tutorial we performed earlier on. To do this, we need to do an image threshold. You can modify the threshold if you want. You can click Apply to turn that into a binary image. We're then going to perform a watershed function on that to split any nuclei which have joined together, as you can see here. If we go to Analyze Set Measurements, we can define the measurements that we want to read out within the macro, in this case area and mean gray value. And then finally we go to Analyze Particles, and we're going to filter based on size and exclude anything smaller than 100 pixels squared. We're going to exclude on edges, and we're going to show an outlines image at the end. We're going to show a summary and also display results as well. This then runs that analysis on this image, and you can see it's recorded each of our steps within the macro. We're going to delete some of the steps that we don't want, so the open window and the resizing. So now you can go see we're going through the threshold steps, convert to a mask, watershed functions, set measurements, and analyze particles. I'm just going to delete that clear function. At this point we can hit create, and that will create our macro file, and we want to test this file just to make sure that it's working. So I'm going to open the same image as before and click run on the macro. This gives us our summary, and underneath there's also the results as well. Once we're happy, we can click save, rename the macro file, in this case nuclei counting, and make sure that we save it with the .ijm file extension at the end. You can tell it where to save it, and save that file. Now to running the macro. Now we want to run this macro on another image. We go to Macro, Plugins, Macro, Run, select our macro, click Open, and it will run the macro on the open image, again showing us our summary and results.